Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, we're diving deep into Elden Ring's mysterious Nightreign network test, a beta that had players like me equal parts thrilled, confused, and screaming at our screens. Let me set the scene. Imagine booting up a game that feels like Elden Ring, but faster, weirder, and with a storm chasing you like you owe it money. That's Nightreign. Now, I partnered up with friends Lost and Prod to tackle this thing, and let me tell you, it was a roller coaster. From broken servers to cursed ants, here's everything that went down. First off, the basics. Nightreign isn't just DLC, it's a roguelike twist on the lands between. You pick a class, like the tanky Night Wilder, the stealthy Recluse, or my personal favorite, the Birdman, and you're tossed into randomized zones with one goal: survive. But here's the catch. A deadly storm closes in the entire time, forcing you to keep moving. Think Elden Ring meets Fortnite, but with way more skeletons. And trust me, the skeletons are the least of your problems. Let's talk gameplay. The controls? Oh, they're something. Healing isn't on the D-pad anymore. It's tied to square, which threw us off for a solid hour. Weapon swapping? Forget it. The menu's a labyrinth, and half the time, I accidentally dropped my sword instead of equipping it. At one point, I spent 5 minutes trying to figure out how to crouch before realizing it's the sprint button. Why? FromSoft? Why? But once we got the hang of it, the combat shined. The Duchess Mage class can steal elemental damage, fire, lightning, magic, and unleash combos that'd make Ranni jealous. And the Recluse? She's all about backstabs and invisibility. We ambushed a boss with her, and let's just say, it didn't see us coming. But here's where things got wild: the storm. This isn't just a visual effect, it's a relentless force that drains your health if you're caught in it. Picture this: we're fighting a giant centipede demon, its tails whipping everywhere, and the storm's creeping up behind us. We're yelling at each other to heal, heal, no, run, while the screen's flashing red. It was pure chaos, and somehow we loved it. Now let's address the elephant in the room: the servers. Oh boy, the network test lived up to its name by testing our patience. Half the time we couldn't log in, the other half we'd get kicked mid-fight. At one point, I stared at the connection failed screen so long, I started hallucinating Melina's voice saying, "You're maidenless," at logging in. And don't get me started on passwords. We tried to squat up, but randoms kept leaking our codes, crashing the session. It was like herding cats, if the cats were tarnished with no concept of privacy. But when the game worked, magic. We fought a boss called the Lament of the Nightreign, a spectral knight with a scythe-dripping destined death. Its moveset was unlike anything in the base game: teleports, AoE slams, and a phase 2 where the arena literally caught fire. We died. A lot. But each run taught us something new, like how to time dodges or cheese it with magic. And the loot? Oh, the loot's addictive. We found weapons that aren't even in the base Elden Ring, like a Bloodflame greatsword that later became Rivers of Blood, but way cooler. Speaking of secrets, data miners found eerie stuff in the beta. NPCs mentioned a Nightreign sanctum, a location absent in the final game. The Erdtree, in the test it glowed crimson, not gold. And the dialogue? Melina sounded darker, accusing players of feeding the Erdtree's rot. Was this cut content or a teaser for the DLC? Only Miyazaki knows. Now let's chat about the community. Reactions were mixed. Some loved the roguelike tension, others missed the open world freedom. But everyone agreed on one thing: Nightreign's potential is massive. The co-op alone is a game changer. Instead of just summoning phantoms, you share a life pool. Die too much and your team's done. It forced us to strategize, revive each other mid-fight, and actually talk instead of just spamming "well done" emotes. And the class synergies? Chef's kiss. The Wilder tanked aggro, while the Birdman rained arrows from above. It felt like a proper RPG, something Elden Ring's base game only hinted at. But it wasn't all sunshine and rainbows. The balance was questionable. Ants. Let's talk about the ants. These tiny enemies, they two-shot us. Ants. FromSoft, I've slain dragons and gods. Why am I scared of bugs? And the UI? Clunky. No hard swaps, unclear skill descriptions. We spent more time in menus than fighting. Despite the jank, Nightreign hooked us. The thrill of finding a new weapon, the panic of the storm closing in, the dopamine hit of finally beating a boss after 10 tries. It's Elden Ring at its most experimental. And that's why I'm hyped. If this is a taste of Shadow of the Erdtree, we're in for a treat. But let's be real, the beta had issues, no PvP confusing progression, and server issues that'd make a Stormveil soldier rage quit. Yet I'd play it again in a heartbeat. Why? Because it's fresh. It's FromSoft taking risks, and even when they stumble, it's fascinating to watch. So what's next? The network test's over, but data miners are already digging into the code. Rumors say the DLC might bring back Nightreign's Crimson Erdtree or that cut Sanctum area. And honestly, I hope so. This beta felt like a glimpse into a darker, weirder timeline of the lands between, one where death isn't just a mechanic, but a character. To wrap this up, was Nightreign perfect? Was it fun? Absolutely. It's a messy, ambitious, chaotic love letter to Elden Ring fans, and if you're like me, someone who's poured 500 hours into the base game, it's a thrilling reminder of why this world captivates us. Thanks for sticking with me through this deep dive. If you've played the test, drop your hot takes below. Did you love it? Hate it? Still traumatized by the ants? Let me know. And if you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe, and ring the bell. Until next time, Tarnished, stay safe out there. And remember, never trust a wizard with a spear.